dear sisters and brothers. My reflection for today is on Luke chapter 4, verses 24 to 30, where Jesus continues to remind us to be aware of the messages He is giving us in our daily lives. Jesus, in His ministry, encountered many who rejected Him when He spoke the truth. Have you wondered why? When Jesus spoke the truth, people still did not believe Him? Perhaps because He was just another boy who grew up in their neighborhood, and so how could He have such wisdom and be the Messiah? As we know, God has various ways to reach out to us. Sometimes He uses people who are close to us to deliver a specific message. At other times, He uses strangers and even nature to give us some signs. Often, the noises that surround us in our daily lives get in the way of our acceptance of God's messages. In addition, many of us look out only to the religious and leaders for messages, when in truth, your entire faith journey will bring God's messages for you through your many encounters. That is why we must be open to seek, reflect, and pray daily to understand what His messages are for us. God's messages are sometimes plain and direct, and we could be hurt when we hear the truth about ourselves, especially if the truth is unpleasant. Perhaps that is why we have the tendency to avoid or even drive away the messengers God has sent us at times. Without the attitude of openness, we cannot recognize Jesus speaking to us, even if He passes by in our midst. Know that Jesus is waiting to share His messages of truth to us through our faith journey, that we may understand and realign our lives to be better instruments of His love for the world we live in. Another aspect of the gospel reading today is a call to share Jesus' messages of empathy and love that we receive with the people we meet. This is a great challenge in a world when people are more exclusive, more self-righteous, and more segregated by their beliefs and religious practices. So where do we start? Perhaps all Jesus is asking us to do is to live a life that emulates His love and empathy for humanity, ensuring that we seek peace and justice for the weak, the lonely, the marginalized, and the poor. Know that Jesus will lead you to the needy, and all that is needed by us are acts of love, such as lending a listening ear to the lonely, giving food to the poor on the street, helping youths who are struggling in school, acting on injustices, speaking out truth, or simply sitting with the elderly. These are some of the ways we could try and share Jesus' messages of love. If there is resistance in accepting our messages of love, do not be discouraged, but be strengthened to march on to others who are more in need. In essence, the gospel reading today inspires us to believe that God sends His messages to us when we least expect and in ways beyond our imagination. Go beyond our doubts and be humble in recognizing the universal nature of divine grace, where we will receive God's messages to be better disciples. Finally, as disciples on a journey, we must share Jesus' message of hope and love with everyone we meet, especially those in need. Amen.